What's up, YouTube? It's time for me to make my Week 8 NFL predictions. Let's dive into it. We have the Bengals taking on the Jets. I'm going to go with Cincinnati in this matchup. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have already established themselves as a top 5 QB receiver duo in the National Football League. The Jets are starting Mike White. I like the Bengals. Next up, we have the Colts taking on the Titans. Indy is at home. I like the way they've played recently. Tennessee is coming off of 2 huge victories against Buffalo and Kansas City. However, I'm still not sold on this defense. I think Indy wins at home. Next up, we have the Rams taking on the Texans. The Texans are awful. This is a team that has lost 6 straight games. The Rams are Super Bowl contenders. I like the Rams in Houston. Next up, we have a divisional matchup between the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go with the Browns. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense is tough to watch. Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb are back in Cleveland. Both of these teams had time to prepare for this matchup. However, I'm going to take the team with the better offensive roster. Give me Cleveland. Next up, we have a matchup between the Lions and the Eagles. I like the way the Lions are playing. Last week, Dan Campbell pulled out all the stops in order to beat the Rams. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the job done. But this team has been competitive this season. They almost beat the Ravens in Week 3. In Week 1, they were down by 28 points and ultimately lost to the 49ers by 8 points. They also almost beat Minnesota on a last-second field goal attempt by Greg Joseph. This is a team that has fought hard all season long. They haven't won a game, but I like the way how this team has played. On the other side, I don't trust Nick Sirianni. He's referring to gardening and flowers when prepared for this matchup. I think the Lions get their first win of the season. Dan Campbell finally bites the kneecaps off. Give me the Lions. Next up, we have the 49ers taking on the Bears. I don't trust the Chicago offensive line. On the other side, I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. However, I believe Kyle Shanahan will put him in a position to succeed. The Niners still have a very good pass rush. The secondary is questionable, but I think the Niners should win this game. They have the better roster. As long as Jimmy G doesn't mess it up, the Niners should win. Next up, we have the Panthers taking on the Falcons. Both of these teams are trending in different directions. Carolina started the year 3-0. Now they've lost their last 4 games due to Christian McCaffrey being out. On the other side, Atlanta started the year 0-2. Now they're at 500. This is a team that has the firepower on the offensive side of the ball. Calvin Ridley was a first-round draft pick. Kyle Pitts is a Rookie of the Year candidate. This team has been playing well recently. Carolina is struggling without McCaffrey. There are multiple reports saying that the Panthers were in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. They benched Sam Darnold last week for P.J. Walker. I think Atlanta wins this game at home. It's a divisional matchup that could go either way, but I'm going with the home team. Next up, we have a matchup between the Bills and the Dolphins. I don't love all the noise in Miami surrounding Tua Tagovailoa and Deshaun Watson. This is a team that had playoff aspirations entering the season, and I think it all went downhill when Charles Robinson reported a potential Deshaun Watson trade leading up to the season. I think it ruined Tua's confidence. Not only that, but he got injured during the season, and this defense hasn't lived up to expectations. On the other side, Buffalo is one of the best teams in the AFC. They beat Miami in their last 5 matchups. I'm going with Buffalo at home. Next up, we have a matchup between the Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going with the upset here. I'm taking the Jags. Trevor Lawrence has looked really good in his last 3 games. He seems to be playing under control. On the other side, Seattle's offense has really struggled without Russell Wilson. They're on a short week. I like the Jags. Following that matchup, we got the Broncos taking on the Washington football team. I don't trust either one of these teams. I don't love either one of their situations, but I'm going with Denver at home. Jerry Jeudy comes back. Teddy Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Taylor Heineke. Give me the Broncos. Next up, we have a matchup between the Patriots and the Chargers. Unfortunately, I have to go with the Chargers in this matchup. They just have a better overall roster. Not only that, but Bill Belichick humiliated Justin Herbert last year in SoFi Stadium. The Patriots beat the Chargers 45-0. However, the Patriots scored 2 special teams touchdowns, and Anthony Lynn was the head coach. Now the Chargers have had a bye week to prepare for this matchup. Brandon Staley is clearly an upgrade, and I expect Justin Herbert to have a big game against this Patriots secondary. Mac Jones has been a bright spot, but I don't trust this defense, and the Chargers have a much better receiving core than New England. Give me the Chargers. Next up, we have the Bucs taking on the Saints in America's Game of the Week. Let's start off with the Saints. Jameis Winston has done a really nice job taking care of the football and managing the game. This was the biggest question mark about him in Tampa Bay. This is a huge revenge game for Jameis. He's going up against the team that kicked him out of town, that made him walk the plank. I expect him to have a big game against this Bucs defense. On the other side, I picked Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl. I said they would go 15-2 and lose to the Rams and the Saints this year. I'm going to stick with that prediction. I like the Saints in an upset. Tom Brady did not play well against the Saints in the 2 regular season matchups. He didn't put up great numbers in the postseason matchup as well. However, he got the win when it mattered most, and I expect him to beat the Saints in Tampa Bay later in the season, but I'm going to go with the Saints in a shocking upset. Sunday Night Football, we got the Cowboys taking on the Vikings. I like the Vikings in this matchup. This is a team that almost beat the Bengals, and they almost beat the Cardinals in Week 2 as well. They have the offensive firepower. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, they just had a bye. On the other side, Dak Prescott is questionable in this matchup, and I believe the Cowboys Super Bowl talk is slightly overrated. Let's see them as the season progresses in order to determine whether or not they're a legit Super Bowl contender. I like Minnesota at home. Finally, Monday Night Football, we got the Chiefs taking on the Giants. Kansas City is in a funk. They've lost 4 games this season. They don't look good. However, I still believe that this team will find a way to get into the playoffs. I'm not saying that they will win the AFC West or go back to the Super Bowl, but this team should still get a playoff spot. On the other side, I don't trust the Giants. They're not a very good football team. Give me Kansas City on Monday Night Football. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Be sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And also, feel free to post a comment down below. Thank you guys.